live, right?
Stormtroopers here, halftime from Inter and Coast Stadium. Kyle Nash, the student of the game, BP. Storm Surge podcast. And listen, I know the talk is going to be about that last drive. But before we get in there, Michael Lance with 3 stabs, getting field goals. Keyshawn Banks, huge coming off the edge with tackles for loss. But the story for the first half, BP, DTR has proven why he's not the starting quarterback. Jack Plummer in the building.
Unfortunately, yes, he did. DTR came in and provided a little bit of a spark on a drive, but then threw a ball all the way to Melbourne and get called for intentional grounding. So that's why he was promptly given the hook. And Jack Plummer went right back out. KJ Hamler throwing over the middle, and it was all Hamler at that point, finding a convoy of blockers on the opposite side of the field, said, hey, guys, go this way, and ended up scoring the game's only touchdown. Lance missed the extra point. We're sitting at 12-9 right now, but that's big for the Storm momentum-wise because they're going to come out into the second half with the ball and a 3-point lead so they can tack onto it. This is the double up. Remember, this is what head coach Dabo Sweeney in Clemson likes to call that middle 8. And here we are again. They're in that second part of that middle 8 right now. They got to put some more touchdowns on the board. But again, they went 1 for 5 last week in the red zone and only allowed 1 red zone trip this half. It took Louisville 25 minutes of game time to get inside the 20-yard line despite having kicked some field goals. So very good defense. That bend don't break attitude, a little bit more improved from last week, Kyle. And but the offense has got to get clicking now. They've got to, work it a little bit more. The run game showed up a little bit.
That punch in the mouth you were calling for on Friday.
They finally showed up with some of that late. It led to a field goal, but I think that's there. I think they got to stick to it. Louisville has also been switching quarterbacks. We've seen both of them in this game, but they're very similar. So they're going to have to keep the pressure up, put a spy on whoever's in the backfield at this point, and slow them down. They've gotten close and have gotten home a couple of times, but haven't finished the job. The RPO has also been killing the Orlando defense because they'll pull and run, or it'll roll out. It's been a mixed bag of fun.
The linebackers have gotten pulled up too far a couple of times, and they have huge targets at receiver. Actually, it looks like the size advantage is significant in the trenches, but still the Storm able to hang in. And by the way, in the background, the preview, that'll be Jeff sharing you here. He'll be with us on the next edition of the Storm Surge podcast. But that all being said, you got to look out for that breakaway play opportunity from the Kings. To your point, they're 1 play away every time. So far, the Storm have been able to surge to stop them.
I think so. And just got to dial up a little bit more pressure. Eyes in the backfield. Be wary of that third runner that could go out of the pocket. Bean can spin the ball. We've seen him do it. They're being consistent. And yeah, going back to that size disadvantage at this point, Louisville is bigger than Orlando. There's some beef on that other side of the ball. And tackling has been a bit of an issue right now. They haven't really wrapped up. You basically have to wrap around the guy's equator at this point. The guy is huge. All of them are. So the leg tackles are not going to work. You're really just going to have to get in, shoulders into the stomach, drive home, get those form tackles in. But once you get some of the little fundamentals cleaned up, I think we'll be all right.
Yeah, exactly. So with all that in mind, that's your halftime report from the Storm Surge. Hang in there for the postgame afterwards. We'll have that out there on the Storm Surge YouTube channel and out on the pod as soon as possible after the game. Make sure you catch that. So for BP, Kyle Nash, the game. Till next time.